I'm in Canary Islands. This is Neel, 51, a Trimaran. We're gonna go across Atlantic with the ARC Regatta, actually ARC Plus Regatta, which means there's two legs. The first leg goes to Cape Verde. It's gonna take us around 4 days. And then we're gonna go across to Grenada, which is another 2,000 nautical miles. There's many boats around us. This is a big Fontaine-Pajot. There's a Lagoon 52. They're all going to this regatta, ARC Plus. There's a couple of very nice big boats down there. A lot of oysters, some racing boats, and the smaller boats, the normal cruisers, are on that side of the Marina. They're all wearing these flags, so we can recognize ARC Plus with a red strip. So my first impression of this boat is I like it a lot. Well, I have to admit that when I saw it for the first time, just in a magazine, I was like, I'm not sure what this is. Is it like, do I like it? I don't like it, but I'm definitely sure I like it now. We still have to see how it's gonna be sailing, and I have very high expectations for this boat. So this boat is equipped with two forward sails, so we have a normal Genova and a small Jeep. We also have an asymmetric spinnaker, and then we have a big mainsail. So what I do like is that you can actually very easily access the sail once you go up, and the boom is long. It's not like on the recent lagoons where the mast, is positioned all the way on the back, and then you have a tiny mainsail. It looks terrible. It's way too high. This is something that I like. You can see the length of the boom, so the sail is normal size. The mast is positioned more, like it should be. It has loads of solar panels, and we have an inverter to 20, so basically we should have plenty of electricity all the time, shouldn't run any generator or engine. The small Jeep is via self-tacking, but the normal Genova has this normal system. So that's what I'm fine with. I don't like self-tacking alone, but on the small Jeep, yeah, it's fine. So when you sail upwind, it's helping a lot. But for the main Genova, you should always have a normal system. Self-tacking is just, I don't like it. It just doesn't work. So the rudder position is pretty good. What I like a lot is that actually the helm is connected via dynamo rope to the main rudder, and it feels very responsible, and I'll show you later. It's a good design. You can always access and fix it. And then we have this seat here. I think this is gonna work pretty well. All the ropes are here, so I could say it's very similar to Lagoon 42, which I like a lot, especially in this area, because everything is here. And the good thing is when you're, lifting the sails, doing whatever, you have a really good visibility, and you can see, because now on many recent, especially, Lagoon catamarans with those fly bridges, you don't see what you're doing. Here, see, you can access everything and still have very good visibility, when hoisting the sails, because the buttons get, stuck or, whatever. So yeah, thumbs up. This is very good. And then going up on the roof, I like this area a lot. So immediately you can see there's this big seat, very similar to what, let's say, Fontaine-Pajot Saona 47 would have in many boats. So the only drawback is there is no shade across, which I like a lot. But on the other hand, there's no place because the boom is low, which I prefer a lot. So the lower the boom, the better the performance, and you can easily access the sail. Recent boats have kind of trouble. If you look at this Fontaine-Pajot, it's very hard to access the boom. The same thing is with the Lagoon 52 there. It just has this roof which is soft, so kind of hard. When something goes wrong and there's big waves, I don't think you're gonna fix anything. On this boat, in any weather, most of the weather, you can fix stuff. So this is a huge advantage for long distance sailing, ocean sailing. Yeah, this is a very nice sun deck. You see, all this area here, you can just put a big cushions. You can fit like 10 people here, which you don't want to have on a boat anyway, but you could if you really wanted. So it has to be really nice for the sunsets, in the evenings. In the middle of the day when it's hot, probably, this is not the place you want to be. I like a lot this view. I really like, Trimaran. I think it's cool. Because this main hull, just big enough, and then you have these two small thin you know, long amas. They just look like a spaceship, like, you know, like a racing boat. Just, you know, feels good. Like it a lot. All the solar panels, I think we have around 3 or 3.5 kilowatts of solar panels. So no need for the generator except for, I don't know, air conditioning or, you know, big consumptions. And then this shade for the helm, it's okay, but I prefer much more, you know, when there is a fixed roof because the insulation is much better. When the sun is very strong, you know, for this, you know, it just reflects through, it's very hot. And I would say, you know, it's too small. So it's like, you know, just a basic one. I'm sure, you know, if you really wanted, you could make a bigger one. So this is not something that has to do with, you know, this Neel 51 itself, but it's just like, you know, what I prefer. So you can see that here the Fontaine Peugeot has the same, and the Lagoon 52 has the same, you know, just this material, and the heat just goes through, you know, that's not the solution. It has to be a thick fiberglass, and then you can also walk on it, like, you know, and they would access the mainsail much easier. But this is just me, you know, my preferences. So the boat itself looks so good. Not sure how it's on the camera, but if you ask me, it's like a really nice lines, like racing, but still a cruiser. I think it's just a beautiful design. So this is a 51 footer, and this is a very big Fontaine Peugeot next to it. So this is a bigger boat. And then down there, you know, Lagoon 52, which would be, you know, like kind of similar volume to the Neel. And in the price range, you know, Lagoon 52 and this boat, they cost more or less, you know, the same. So what you can immediately notice comparing to a normal, you know, cruising catamarans is the volume. So the volume in the back, you could say this is just 2 meters, you know, of waist, just, you know, to make it longer. And yes, this is a very small volume. And also in the front, you've seen it's very thin, but inside it doesn't suffer from the space. So I would say usability is just as the Lagoon 52, but, you know, much thinner. I don't know, it just works. And then the position of a dinghy, so far, I mean, we still haven't sailed yet, but I like it a lot. And the system itself, it kind of works, you know, it's good. It's a little bit harder to use than, you know, the recent Lagoon models when they have just, you know, like zap. But there is an advantage because you have very good view and the dinghy is lower. So once from this perspective, you see, everything is open. Like on the Lagoon catamarans, you have this frame here, and it would be closing the view. So we have 2 steps, and then very interestingly, you see this is not flat, just goes slowly down, but you kind of get used to it. And it goes down, and then when you walk, then you go up. You get used to this. And then you can immediately notice that the, you know, this side is pretty narrow compared to the Lagoons and Fontaine Peugeot. And I admit I like it a lot because now you have a very wide cabin, I mean saloon inside, and you don't need this wide anyway, you know, this is, you know, wide enough. So if you look from this perspective, you know, I can easily walk, you know, there's enough space. So I really wonder why the, you know, Lagoons and Fontaine Peugeot have this passage so wide. It's just I would say a waste of time. Like, why not have a bigger saloon inside? The front of the boat feels very cool. You know, just like an area you want to use. It's kind of, it just feels good. You know, I like it a lot. Maybe like a lot more than you know, the normal cruising catamaran. So you have these 2 nets. There's an anchor. There's a winch. You can immediately see that, you know, they're trying to save weight, which is what I like. So this area is all open. You can access, you know, you can go forward. You know, there is no protection. But, you know, if you want, you can put it. But I really like this style. And there's another thing. On the cruising catamarans, everybody wants to jump in the water from the bow. And it's always very stupid shape. It's slippery, hard to access. Now look at this. this boat has, you know, this good surface, very easy to come here and jump in the water. And that's exactly what everybody does, especially kids. When they come on a boat, they want to jump from the bow. And here you can do it really safely and well. And then coming backwards. Yeah, this passage is just, you know, like wide enough. And this is a really good solution. And then from here you can see that this shade, you know, it's gonna work only when it's 12 o'clock. So however you're gonna be sitting here and the sun is gonna be low, you know, you're gonna be, but it's the same on all the Fontaine, I mean many Fontaine Peugeot have the same thing. And you can see, oops, and you can see on this one, it has like more or less the same size. I don't know why. I guess just they don't care about the skippers or whoever's driving. But I can see this would be very easy to make bigger and, you know, from solid fiberglass with better insulation. But as I've said, that's just me. So you can access the helm also from this side. So there's this, you know, couple of steps, which is kind of, yeah, it's okay. I just think this part could be made, I mean, it works. I just think it could be made better. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, it works, but just seems like it takes so much space here just for the couple of steps. I don't know, we'll see. And then this area, so yeah, it is smaller than, you know, a general cruising catamaran. It's shorter because the saloon is longer, but I'll tell you, I love it. The cushions are missing, the cushions should be everywhere. But the thing is, when you're sitting here, it feels good because you're very close to the sea. And I've said many times, you know, it's about, you know, the experience of the sea. The monohulls are the best because you're so close to the water, you know, you're kind of, you know, going left and right, you can feel the environment. But the recent lagoons, these cockpits are too big and you sit too far from the water. So you kind of feel like more house apartment. It lost that romantic feeling, but here it's actually pretty good. So many people would say, why is this area so small? Oh, it's not small. It's plenty big. You're closer to the water. You have a nice view because the dinghy is very low. I mean, and the seating, you see, this is high enough. This is really, really well designed, really well executed. And it's plenty big. So it's a smaller area than on lagoons, but used very well. And the lagoons would have a big area, but not used well. But here you gain the inside, you'll see, you're gonna love the inside, it's amazing. So thumbs up for this part. So in the back, you have these two storages, which can actually be a skipper cabin. And this area, you know, it's not small at all. So yeah, let's go in. So this is a very big volume area, and you can have a cabin here with a bed for the skipper, and there's a huge storage behind. I mean, this place is, it's big. So if you look at me, you know, and my 100 kilos, you can see I'm pretty small in here because there's just so much space. And what I'm saying, this can be either a storage or you can transform it in a skipper's cabin. But because it's so nice, I think, you know, anybody would want to be here. Whoever is, you know, like for the kids, for someone who's just, you know, solo. This cabin, you know, could be just, it's not developed now as a cabin, storage. But it's a great space. And we're in the AMA. You know, that's the thing. When you look at the boat from outside, all these AMAs, you know, you have a central hull, and the AMAs are the two on the side. They look so thin, like there's no space inside. But I'm actually now in the AMA. And there's so much space. Okay, let's go out. See? Very easy to go out. I like this a lot. And then just close it. And there's another one on the other side. It's just a, you know, identical one, So let's see what we have in here. See, there's so much space. You can see this is a big fender, and you can see that so much space left around. And again, there's a spare anchor, more fenders down there. I just love this area, and we'll get later to why this is so important. I like the cleats, the detail. It doesn't seem like, I don't know what material it is. It feels like maybe a kind of aluminum, but they're so nice. And then you can see that there's no, steel wires, cables. It's a very good quality rope. I like it a lot. It's lighter. It's nicer to touch. I like this detail. And this is another really good solution. You see on the back, all the lagoons from Peugeots, they have those cables and those, and those rings who fall out, and then it's always hard to hook here because it's too short. Just look at this easy solution. It's a rope, so nothing to go wrong. You just clip it. Oops, that was just myself. It really works well. Good solution. There's so much volume here, they didn't even use it all. Like, you see, underneath here, this is empty. So you could build a hatch, and all this area is actually unused. It's the same on this side. See, all this area and all in there, you could all make it into the storage, but they didn't because there's so much storage already that you don't need it. But if you want it, you could have, like fins, whatever you need, all the way around here. This version has 4 cabins. So there's one in the center, you're gonna love it. There's each in the Emma, and there's one in the forepeak. So you get 4 double cabins, which are like 4 double cabins, not like there's a cabin of forepeak which is too small. No, these are like 4 very good quality cabins. We have 2 storages, and they could be used, as a cabin, and we still have more storage. It's just amazing. So in front of the Emma, on its side, there's another volume for storage, and it's also big. Look at this. See, this is another big area for fenders, for whatever equipment you have. And the good thing here is that it's all sealed. So the forepeak is sealed, the floor is sealed. There's around 4 or 5 sealed separate compartments, also in the front of the main hull. So if you're gonna crash this boat, it's really safe. Like the lagoons, they wouldn't have it. So Laguna Fontaine Peugeot, they have no crash peaks, they have no, sealed compartments. So this Emma has a lot of sealed compartments in front, and also under the floor, it's all sealed. And then the main hull, like all this area, all the way up to here on the floor, it's sealed. Like this boat, I don't think it can sink. Like I feel much better knowing that there's these compartments, just in case, we're gonna be running 15 knots and crash into the container. This boat is gonna survive. Like a normal cruising catamaran, I don't know. I'm not sure. It might not. Let's take a look at the chain well. I really like this hatchet, and they kind of, click, okay. So I like them a lot. And then the chain well, you see we have around 70 meters of chain, and you can see it's big enough. And I think there's going to be no issues like on all the lagoon catamarans where, the chain gets, tuck on one piece and then hits the winch. So this is, it's really good and easily accessible. This is a gas locker, and I think it's really well designed. It's very strong cover, and then there's space for 2 pretty big bottles. You could probably fit the third one. Another thing you can notice on this boat is that all the hatches are quality ones. You could see like on the recent lagoons, especially like 46 and 50, also 42, they have kind of, this area opening. It's kind of, it doesn't work the best. It works as long as it works, kind of breaks, but this boat is, it just have a quality hatch. Good old school, see, open, close, nothing to go wrong. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I really don't like something improvising and then doesn't close and then breaks. You know, this is like the good old system, and this boat is using it. Very good. I like these systems a lot. It's nice now from the racing boats. See, like a very good, you know, simple design, just the rope, you know, no those shackles, no bullshit. It's just like, it works. This rope should go under, and it should go through here. I'll fix it. This boat is a Trimaran. What does Trimaran mean? Trimaran means it has 3 hulls. So there's a main hull, and there is 2 smaller amas. Like a monohull is just, you know, 1 hull, and then a catamaran would have 2 hulls. So the catamaran has 2 engines. A catamaran would have 1 engine in each hull. A monohull would have just 1 engine. And then you would think a Trimaran would have, you know, 3 engines. No, the Trimaran has only 1 engine, and this one is really good here. It's Yanmar, and it's shaft, so it's very good, full of the propeller. And the rudders, this boat has only 1 rudder. You would think there would be a rudder on each of them. No, there is only a central rudder. And if you look very carefully, you're gonna see it looks like it's 2. So this is the rudder, and this is just like kind of a trimming keel. It was added for just to balance the boat, so we'll see how this performs. But yeah, it's very interesting that this boat has only 1 rudder and it has only 1 engine. But I guess that's good because you have less drag with the propeller, less weight in the engine. So we'll see how this goes. And then everybody wants to know what is better. Is it the monohull? Is it the catamaran or trimaran? You know, what's better? Well, there's no, you know, easy answer. You can definitely say that multi-hulls, so that's, you know, more than 1 hull, it would be a catamaran or a trimaran. They are usually faster and more comfortable. They have more space, more volume, but they are more expensive, and everything costs more because you have, it's like having 2 monohulls. When you go to Marina, you pay more. It's much more expensive to build, but you get this comfort, you know, and speed. Very good for downwind. So with the monohull, obviously it's going to be cheaper. You have more draft, which might be a disadvantage. You know, catamarans and trimarans, they have much less draft, so you can go shallower, less chances of hitting, you know, a rock. But then the monohulls have this sporty feeling. You know, when they sail, they're much more live. You have better connection to the sea. I mean, there's less comfort, but it just depends how influenced you are by this comfort. If you're fine with the monohull, I mean, that's the way to go. The catamaran is for those, I would say, who are looking for more comfort or more like live aboard. But then again, you know, the monohulls are great, so it's hard to decide. A very nice monohull. This one is 50 years old. Just a piece of art, a beautiful boat. And this boat, I think, has crossed the ocean 10 times already. Been around the world, on the world ARC. There's a couple living on it. I like it a lot. It's like a real sailor, classic. And then all the boats who are flying this, they're going on ARC Plus, and this one without the red, they're just going normal ARC, so directly to Grenada from Canary Islands, and loads of boats in the Marina. Today is the start of the ARC Plus. It's gonna be interesting. Many nice boats on this pier, so these are all big monohulls, like 50, 60, 70, 80 feet. A lot of oysters. Oh, this is Amel 60. That's a very nice boat. I haven't seen this one yet. Oh, I like this one. Nice cruiser. That's a very nice looking boat. I mean, it looks nice, but then, you know, the usefulness, you're in the sun, there's no shade, there's not much comfort outside. Definitely looks good. It might be fast. Another good looking boat, like very sleek, low, kind of racy, but still a cruiser. A Moody DS54. I've seen this boat in Croatia a couple of times. I like it. It's like something in between catamaran and monohull. You get a lot of comfort. You get this pilot saloon, so even if it's raining, you can be inside. I don't know. I like it a lot. Should sail it once. A couple of older boats. This looks like a very old Swan. Oh, this is even, I don't know what's this, but see these old boats, they might be much better than the new ones, because in those days they used much more material. The boats were very solid at that time. So as long as it's maintained, yeah, it's a very good choice. So all these boats are joining an ARC. As you can see, they're all flying these flags. So now we're getting to this area with a little bit, normal-sized cruisers. I think this year, I guess it's around, around 200 boats, I guess, in the both ARC and ARC Plus divisions. There's many logos on this. It seems like it's a tradition that the boat can paint something as like we've been here, we've done it. I think it's pretty cool. And this one is from my friend, 2018. They went around the world on a here-free. Famous boat, went around the world twice already. And thank you. This boat has been around the world now 3 times. Very famous Croatian boat. And the logo is still here, going strong. So this ARC Regatta, I mean, it's not really a race. It is a race. It's all for fun. And we have decided that we're just going to leave tomorrow because today there's going to be quite a lot of waves, up to 35 knots of wind. And so our boat is not here to win this, to prove anything. We just want to, do it for fun. So yeah, we're not going to be today on the start. We're going to watch it from here. And then tomorrow the winds drop down to 20 knots and then we're going to leave. Doesn't make a big difference, not for us at all. It would be nice to be, on the start. But also watching it from here is going to be just fine. It has nothing to do with the boat. It's not that the boat can handle. I mean, the boat can easily handle it. I would go, anytime. But then again, we had a meeting and decided that it's much smarter to wait one day because the winds are going to drop significantly. And you don't want to go first night, the first day, 45 knots. People still getting used, to the boat, to the movement. So it just doesn't make sense. Why would you push it? Well, it would be so nice to be on the start, but again, I think it's a very smart decision that we're just going to go it tomorrow. So they always say the boat is going to handle much more than the crew is going to handle. So we're just thinking about our comfort and safe passage to the Caribbean. We're going to fill up this canister. This is just spare water, drinking water in case something goes wrong. So now going inside, this boat has a very, very big saloon. So this is just a great sitting area. The kitchen itself is just, it's really huge. It really works really good. And then, like television, living area. There's a chart table. Cabin here, it's very interesting. It's just, I've never seen it before. It's actually a part of the saloon. And this is a huge, nice cabin. And you don't have to, break your knees going down. You just enter in. There's no step. So here's a very big double bed, like loads of space. There's a storage underneath. Like a lot of, oh, look at this. This is like a huge drawer. And there's, see, more storage area around here. That's what you don't find on the normal, catamaran, like lagoons. Like, see, this is the volume. You can actually, store things around here. So that's one of the things. This Trimaran has so much storage area, although generally less volume than the 52 lagoon, but it has more volume. I don't know. It's so well designed. So this cabin would have then, a separate toilet, and this is a big toilet and a very big shower. This bathroom is just, see, and the sink, this was added additionally. It's as big as it should be. So, wow. This is like home. This cabin is, I love this, and you don't have to step in and up, and you don't have to break your knees going into the hall. It's right here. And then you can open these windows, and again, you see, it's very dark and very easy to open because most of the lagoons and charter boats have a big problem opening these curtains. See, just in a second, you have a beautiful view right now on the neighboring boat, but this could be an ocean. Look at this bedroom. There's so much light. So I'll go in and out again. So you're here, there's a kitchen, and then you just enter in, and this is your cabin. I love this. This is so smart. I'm sure people are going to say, why is this cabin here? Because the saloon could be so much bigger. I mean, this area is big enough already. There's no need to be bigger. The kitchen is enormous. I don't think anybody needs a bigger kitchen. You have a great chart table. And then why not have a great room? I love this concept. This is really nice. And just look at this. Beautiful view, watch the ocean, beautiful. So these curtains, they work really well. So you can open all the way, and there's also the window, so all this area opens. And actually you can slide all of these windows, I might do it later, to this side. So you gain like a huge space. It's just unbelievable. Now, when you sit here, this feels like a home sofa. I haven't been on any boat. Maybe someone on 47 from Tampajou would be close, but this feels like home. And then you have a television there. This feels like, it feels like home, but still like a boat. You have a great view out. I just feel great here. And regarding other boats, if I compare, this has to be the best like inside sitting living area I've ever seen. I feel so good in this boat. This is, I mean, I love the other boats, like 52 was great, Sona 47 was great, but this one just, you know, wins by far. And then the kitchen. So there's a huge sink. I really like this for the trash because, you know, you just open, put in, and then you empty it from here. See, it's so easy to use. And there's a 4-burner, like very easy, an oven. The working area, you know, is like very big. These are the fridges. This is like, there's the same fridge like lagoons would use in other boats. So much space. See, another one down. So this is fridge, not a freezer. But yeah, loads of space in here. Okay, something got stuck. Oops. And then, as I've said about the windows, this boat is not using any, you know, untested, fancy stuff that opens like Lagoon 50, 42, 46 would have. It just breaks, doesn't work, you know, people forget. It just uses an old, proven method, you know, just a good hatch, you see. Tsak, and tsak. I mean, can it be better? Even if it's raining, you see, it's gonna protect. So this is the way to go. I don't know why complicate. And there's another one there. There's a small one there. Plenty of air. Another one here. And yeah, if you open all the curtains, you know, this area gets so much light. I just love this saloon. It feels, and the colors and the, I don't know. I love it. I love it. But of course, there is one thing which I don't like so much. So I'm 1.90 m. And this boat, you see, if you look carefully, so if I stand here, this is like great, super high. But then the roof goes down a little bit, maybe for aesthetics, maybe for I don't know what. So actually when I'm standing here, I have to go down to see through. So I miss, like, if this was a little bit higher, I'm sure aesthetics wouldn't be so good. You know, it's not like so important thing, it's just like my feeling. And then when I get here, I mean here I'm still okay, but once I'm here, you see, actually I don't have the standing height here, which again is not a big issue because, you know, when you're here, you have your head down. It doesn't bother me really, but I would prefer to be straight. So just, you know, small thing, maybe it's just me. So now going to the chart table, so there's this seat. So let's have a seat. Okay, it's easy to go in. It's actually kind of most comfortable area I've been to. The chair is fixed, so you can actually see it even if it's moving. The view, see, it's very good. So I have no problems with the height here. I can see really well. Yeah, you can easily have a watch from here. You know, if it's raining, whatever it is, just sail the boat from here. We have a chart plotter, VHF, all the instruments. So yeah, this area is good. Thumbs up. It's probably one of the best chart areas I've seen on these catamarans, and very useful, enough space for charts. Thumbs up. And then going down to the ama. So ama is, you know, the halls on the side. This is the main hall. The ama is the hall. So the doors are like sliding. And I like it a lot. I'll explain later. So you see, you can close it, open it, and then going inside. So on the left side, it's a bathroom. So there's a toilet, shower, sink, and this is all the food we have for the Atlantic crossing. I'll explain this later. And then turning around, this is a very big bed here. So behind here, you can see there's actually a lot of storage. And this is also a very big, see, storage area. Under the bed here, you can see there is space for like a lot of space next to the bed. And I really like this small detail, because that's where I keep, all the small stuff like cameras, Ep.1, GPS. It's just here. It's very useful. And then again, very good system to open the curtains. It's like just a simple, see, button, but it works. And then a window. And the good thing is when you close these curtains, and when you close, you see there's one hatch here, and then there's another one in front, so you can have, good ventilation if you open both of them. So you can make this area really dark. The only thing I would say that I don't really like is that this bed is, you see, cut like this. So for two bigger person, I would just have this bed, all the way, but I'm sure you can order it that way. And then from this side, this is a very big freezer. See? This is a freezer, one, and another freezer, and it's actually a nice table. It just fits here. It's amazing how well, the solution was done on this boat. And then going down. So we're now going to the main hull, and there's a cabin and bathroom. So this is a 4-peak cabin. It's a little bit messy because we're using it, for storage. This cabin is big. It's not like on the monohulls where it's just like small place just for the kids. No, this cabin is, see, high, big, has volume. You can easily fit, big bed, easily fit 2 adults, and still has, you see, a lot of storage area here and underneath. I just love it, it's like a decent cabin. Oh, this is more storage area. This boat has so much storage. I don't know, they really designed this well. And then on the other side, this is the bathroom. So I got even lower down. Just a very nice shower, a toilet, and in here, a washing machine. I'm not sure how they put it in, but it has to be a struggle. But this is a real washing machine, like from home, and the waste tank. The volume of this area, this bathroom, it's big. The shower, I can have a normal shower here, like easily. And when I'm sitting on the toilet, you see, my legs are not like this, like on the lagoons. You see, I have a lot of space. Now I can have a normal toilet. And then this sink. This is always struggle on the boats. I always find it too small. This is relatively good regarding the boat. But again, I think this should be just like way bigger, although this pipe is very good. So overall, I would say for the boat, it's very well designed, but maybe a couple more things would be even better. Okay, so now going back up, we have these stairs, and here's the electronics. Everything is here, easily accessible. So it's very good. So we're back to the saloon. And then the question is, where's the engines? And now there's a surprise coming. So here's the hatch. And just look at this. In here, this is an engine room. Like the size of the engine room you would get on a huge power boat. Definitely not a 50-foot Catamaran Trimaran. Just look at this. Are you serious? Like, look at this. This is a proper engine room. Like, a commercial boat would have. This is. I don't know where this space comes from. We just had 4 double cabins. I don't know where all this space comes from on this boat. It is 3 hulls, but the Emmas are very skinny. And We have 4 really good cabins. We have loads of storage area. We have a huge kitchen, and then we have this. I'm really impressed with the design, and that's not it all. So this door is open, and there's more because we still have to find an engine. And here it is, a Yanmar 110 horsepower, shaft-driven, foldable propeller. Like, this is a joy. And you know what? Look at the volume of this. Like, you can actually go in here. I mean, I'm 1 meter 90 and 100 kilos. I can almost stand here. I can work around this engine, you know, easily. I can access anything. It's a super dry area because, like, on some lagoon catamarans, because the engines are accessed from outside, there's always a leak, everything gets salty. No, this is a closed, sealed area where none of the salt is going to come in. So this boat is going to last. And you can see all the filters, easily accessible. And this is the rudder system I was saying. So this is the hydraulics for the autopilot. And it's just the dynamo ropes that go up there. You can actually see there's a small holes which go to the AMA. So it's connected here. And so whatever breaks, you can easily access and fix it. So it's just the ropes and the rudder. This is the rudder post. And then on the back, you can see that additional fin, which was here to trim. And then look at this area here. This is like a whole other world. This is like a storage area that we're not using. And there's more of these storage areas I showed you earlier that is just not in use because there's already so much space. Like, imagine you could put, I mean, this could be another cabin. Wow. And this has to be one of the best engines room I've seen. Very good. So what we have here, so we have, this is a kind of air conditioning and heater system. This is the water heater. We have a water maker. We have a very good generator. We've got lithium batteries, and look how much space we have for spare parts. See, boxes, like it all fits here, easily accessible. Then we have a water tank, 600 liters, fuel tank, 600 liters. I love it, I love it. And you look carefully, all the through holes, I mean, most of them are here. See, so this is for the engine. Then we have cooling. Water maker, salt water for the kitchen. So it's all here. So actually, if anything goes wrong, sometimes these through holes might break or whatever, you might be looking for them. Well, they're only here. And the AMAS, the floor in the AMAS is sealed anyway. So whatever goes wrong, you're gonna come here and figure it out. And there's another thing, because most of the stuff is here, it's safe, it's dry. You can work really well even when underway and you're low, so this could be like a relatively comfort place, to work on. And if there's an engine failure, I mean, you can fix it from here. Like on the lagoon catamarans, you would have to be, outside, sprayed, rain, and then the things get salty and dirty. I mean, this is a serious, I love this. I love this. And there's another problem, like lagoons and fontaine Pajots. See, all this electronics and stuff, it's all over the boat. So when something breaks, you're looking for this breaker, which is here. Sometimes you have to dismantle whole boats. Sometimes even engineers cannot find it for days, where the problem is because it's everywhere. They just put it wherever they think like. This boat is organized. This is like well-organized kitchen when you know where tomatoes are, where, everything is, you just take it. And you can fix anything from here. This is like how it should be. Wow. I mean, I could just be here for days. This is so good. Now, I'm sure there could be somebody saying, that's a waste of time because this could be, a huge cabin. This could actually, you could make this into 2 cabins and then squeeze all this stuff, around the boat, put it all over around. You would never find it. But why would you do that? You already have 4 really good cabins. You could add 2 more, as we said, for the single one for the skipper. And you have this, and there's so much storage area. I mean, I don't know, this is the same volume, the same size, the same price as the Lagoon 52, but it just feels like there's like 30% more space. And Yeah, really, really well done. Like a layout, I can't believe. This is really good stuff, really good. I mean, look, so easy. You just go and you close it and you're done. Like, thumbs up. Amazing. The boats are slowly heading for the start of the ARC Plus. There's one really good boat, like a racing one, like Open 40. These guys are gonna have fun. Italian boat. These guys are slowly getting ready to go out. These boats are ready. There's another boat, oh, Allure Yachting, a beautiful boat, Allure 49 from Germany. There's a Lagoon 46 down there. A couple of older boats, Halberg Grassy. Oh yeah, everybody going out now for the start. Well, I know, I'm just washing the stuff because we go tomorrow. But anyway, I have now transformed this boat into the big open space, as you can see. So I put all these doors from that side, put it here behind, and look what we got. We just got a huge space. I just transformed this boat, it's like a transformer. So we just like made a single space boat. Oh, just look at this. How good this feels. I mean, I really should remove my clothes. But anyway, now you know what I wear. Just the simple stuff. You don't need anything fancy to cross an ocean. Just normal clothes and, you know. And now when you have a seat here, just look at this. You can be like inside, you can be outside. You can fit 20 people here. I mean, you still get enough air. I mean, like, I don't know. I love this. They just nailed it. I mean, there's been like issues with some boats, you know, like they cannot open it like this or hard or whatever. I mean, look at this solution. You know Bali catamarans. They wanted to do something like this, but if you ask me, they failed a lot because those boats just, I don't know, I don't like it. Just something is missing. The recent ones are getting a little bit better, but like the whole concept terrible. But this is the solution. Like you have connecting, you know, inside and outside, and on there, Lagoon 52, Lagoon 400, all heading out. This is where the start is gonna be. Many boats outside already. Jeannot's Sun Odyssey 49, heading for the start. A beautiful blue boat. Only 2 crew, getting ready for the start. Nayat 460. There's 5 people on board, I can see, going for the start line. And this is a clown boat. Looks like an oyster. A Malo 40, 3 persons on board, night and day. It's a relatively small boat if you compare to the others, but you know, big enough. And just behind, another big cruiser. Oh, I like this boat. I really like it. Looks like a really good cruiser. I like the small pilot house, like a spray hood, which is fixed. And a small boat full of locals, but they're not crossing. They're just going for the start, just to see the start from their boat. Elan 45. This is built in Slovenia. That's where I come from. This one, I think, just goes for a start. Yeah, this one is not crossing. They just go, you know, to see the start from the sea. A beautiful Halberg Grassy. I think it's 43. Swedish boat. Seems like there's 8 people on this one. It's a packed boat. Another beautiful boat. This seems like a Denmark flag. Nice boat. Beneteau, San is 40. It looks like a family. Very nice crew. It seems like they brought a grandfather also. Lagoon 410. So this one is just a little bit one size bigger than Lagoon 380, which was one of the most successful catamarans ever built. All the same, just a little bit bigger. I just love the shape of this boat. Classic catamaran. Katana 47. Very nice catamaran. I would like to sail this. Heard really good stuff. I like the setting of... they have a Genoa and then it's kind of a Code Zero, more like a Royal Light Genoa. British boat. A boat from Norway, Naiad 490. This is a very nice boat. Oceanis 361. Lagoon 46. Yeah, they're gonna cross in comfort. This looks like a Finland flag. Lady Blue, German boat. Beneteau Oceanis 51.1. Bavaria 46 from Norway. Bavaria 42 from Norway. The weather is pretty good. We were gonna have around 20 knots from behind for the first 2 days, and then it's gonna probably drop to 10 to 15. So how do you cross an ocean? It's very easy. So the first thing, the weather should be, favorable. You should be here at the right time. And now it's end of November, so this is a good time because there's no more cyclones in the Caribbean. So this is when most of the people cross ocean. So the weather for the next 5 days looks like this. I'm using this application on a phone. It's a wind finder. I like it a lot. There's plenty more of those. And they're very accurate, especially for the Atlantic Ocean these days. So these are Canary Islands right here. And you can see this green. This means around 20 knots. And then you can just, scroll. So today's Monday. This would be Tuesday. See, the winds are slowly going down. Cape Verde is down here. And then you see towards Wednesday, the winds really drop. So probably time for Gennaker, or maybe engine in the end to get to the Cape Verde. On the map it looks like this. So Canary Islands are right here. So if I go, so this would be Spain, Europe, this is Africa. Canary Islands are right here and they belong to Spain. So it's actually kind of Europe, but it's kind of Africa. So we're gonna go first to Cape Verde, have a short stop there, and then cross to Caribbean. So when you're crossing an ocean in this time, if you would go directly from Canary Islands, some people, just go directly. It's called the short way. Or most of the people would actually sail southwards and then turn here to catch the trade winds. What we're doing is actually just going down to Cape Verde and then just go directly across, and we should have trade winds here, 15 to 20 knots. So it should be pretty easy. So now we know the weather is good. We know the route where we want to go. So the next thing is to have enough food and enough of drinking water, supplies, of course, spare parts, all kinds of stuff. But let's see what we bought from the food. So going down here, there's a couple of bags. So this would be all, just put in a microwave oven, prepared meals. They're not the best quality, but it's, warm, it's eatable. Loads of long-lasting bread. This is all bagged with muesli, all kinds of muesli. This is a little bit of junk food, you need a little bit of poison always. And down there you can see a lot of juice. We have packed quite a lot of fruit. There's only 3 of us. So this is quite a lot of fruit. And we've put it in these boxes so it's well aired. And you don't want to have any crates because of cockroaches. So you can see we have all kinds of fruit, from apples, bananas, tomatoes, potatoes, carrots, cucumbers, mushrooms. So looks like pretty well stocked. Then we keep around 10 prepared meals, homemade meals in the freezer. You can see some pizzas around and also a lot of homemade food which was prepared. And then we have these 2 fridges full of stuff. So you would find a lot of like cheese, prosciutto, salami. There's some chickens, a little bit of pizza, spread, ginger, broccoli, yogurt. So pretty well stocked. And then opening these drawers, you would find much more. We have a lot of tuna. Okay, and there's more food here. See, tuna, pickles, olives. We have spaghetti. We have spaghetti sauce. So let's see what else we have. Yeah, there's more spaghetti sauce. And then loads of milk here. Let's see what's in here. Okay, there's some chocolates, pasta, more cookies. And oh yeah, we have a lot of crackers, a lot of peanuts. Oh, this is not for eating. And yeah, tea, coffee. So I think we're pretty well stocked. We should have actually around 2 months worth of food on this boat. So you always want to take a little bit more. And then water. We're actually using the water from the tanks, which I haven't done actually before, but this boat has a carbon filter. So whatever comes to the pipe, it goes through the carbon filter. And then just in case something goes wrong with whatever, we still have quite a lot of water in here. This is just spare water. It's actually locked now. This is the storage. But we have around 80 liters in canisters and another 100 liters just in a water we bought in the store. So basically just what we have for the spare water should be enough to cross an ocean. Very nice boat. Just came into the Las Palmas Marina, Trimaran 55. Very nice boat. And then here just next to us, Lagoon 42. And this big Sunreef 80. It's power, unfortunately. It's a huge boat. So more or less, yeah, that's how you cross an ocean. So we said you have to be here at the right time of the year, so there's no, hurricanes. The weather actually, when you go from Canaries to Caribbean, is always good. It's just this, you want to avoid these hurricanes, the chance of the hurricanes. And then, yeah, it's 3 of us on the boat, so we're gonna have a schedule. It's a fixed schedule, so it goes 2 hours at night and then 3 hours during the day, which means we have fixed, just circulating schedule. So somebody's always on the watch. So we bought a lot of food, a lot of water. There's loads of spare parts on the boat, but usually the one you need is missing. But you can always, figure out. So we have a mainsail, we have a Jeep, we have a big Genoa, and we have a Genaker, which is a very big light sail for light winds, which we're probably going to be using in a couple of days. And yeah, safety-wise, you need some, equipment, life jackets, APIRBs, but that will go later. So actually, crossing an ocean is not that difficult in theory. There's a lot of preparation, but in the end, it comes to the D-Day, having enough food, enough water, enough crew, so not to be tiring. It's good to have working autopilot. And then it's just, you just sail across and enjoy and hope for the best. And so you don't have any, breakage. And yeah, you don't want to break a leg. That's the thing, because you're far from help. So you make sure you have good shoes, it's not slippery. You have to mind, don't crash your head anywhere. Don't do stupid things and you should be just fine. We have just started the engine and you can see it's really quiet. I mean, you can hear it, but I can tell instantly that it's, it's well insulated, it's all the way down. Very good. And yeah, the doors are now open. I can show you the water. So in this storage, again, you can hear how silent the engine is. It's actually right there. And this is also the dynamo for the rudders, which later goes up. The rudder is just up there. And there's small holes and the engine is really quiet. Yanmar. So these are the 4 20-liter canisters with the drinking water just in case, and we have, you see, more water here. There's some cables, hose. We are leaving the Marina, Las Palmas, and next stop is gonna be Cape Verde. So 5-6 days, and we're gonna stop Cape Verde. We have around 20 degrees Celsius right now, On Cape Verde, it's gonna be already 30, so it's gonna be tropics, super warm.